Saw a floater out here this morning. Doggone it. I've been kind of concerned about that pond. I noticed another one this morning up where the ice is thawed out and he's kind of up near the surface, and I guess he's trying to get air. In the summertime when it's real hot, those fish will gather up there at the little waterfall where that water's bubbling in and aerating the water. They'll come up there and get a little extra oxygen. So I've gathered up scrounged up some old parts here, just bits and pieces of various projects that I've had in the past, and I'm going to put together a little manifold and this sump pump and drop it out there in that pond and see if I can figure out a way to make up something to aerate that water. I just don't want to lose any more fish. I don't know what happened. He might have just died of old age. He might have had cancer. He might have had Alzheimer's. He might have had fish fungus. I mean, who knows, but I appreciate everybody sending their condolences and all, but me and that fish wasn't that close. We was on speaking terms, but we didn't hang out, and I didn't really know him all that well. He was he was kind of a loner, he just kind of a quiet sort of fella and kind of kept to himself. So ain't no telling what happened. Somebody might have slipped up behind him and shanked him, who knows. But anyway, I'm gonna try to make sure nothing happens to the rest of them. My neighbors, Rocky and Faye, I call them Rocky, Billy, and Faye Bob, they gave me this little plant nurse air machine, which has a little probe on the end, and you're supposed to stick it down your house plant and aerate the roots, I guess. And I don't know about that. I think this is something that somebody's watching TV at 3 o'clock in the morning decides that's a good idea and orders a couple of them. I don't know, but actually it makes a little more air than I ever dreamed it would. When they first showed it to me, I go, that's not going to do it, but it bubbles up pretty good, but it's not enough to aerate this pond by any means. So but it might come in handy down the road for something. Anyway, I'm gonna unplug it. I've got my sump pump out there. I'm gonna plug that in and see what happens here. If I can do it with one hand. Yeah, that'll aerate that water real good. That'll make them little boys happy down in there. Yeah, so they won't have to start fighting for air and suffocating and get irritable and start shanking one another. Whatever they're doing in the little old fish world. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That'll work good. Until a little bit later here in the spring when the weather gets a little better and I can start up my big pump and run that waterfall, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. But right now, I think that's going to do a good job. Yes, sirree, Bob. By the way, it snowed again last night. Thanks, RP.